Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you to all of our panelists and those who've participated in the discussion today. It's been really enlightening. We, over the last 2 days, have obviously found that there's a need for a lot of work still in maternal and pediatric research. I don't think that comes as a surprise to any of us, and particularly in the maternal space, but also in the postpartum and in the early pediatric space as well. I think there's been a lot of discussion there on what needs to be done. I do think one thing we've kind of missed in our discussion is that adolescent era of pediatrics. But again, I think a little bit less of a critical area for our work than the neonatal time period. So, it's definitely left me with some thoughts and direction and goals for the next few years for where the imprint can head. As I mentioned previously, we do have the administrative supplement where we will survey biobanks, is the plan. But I think, as we're sending out that survey, it will be very easy to incorporate some additional information on what data resources are available as well, and what work people are doing in the area. So I think we can really expand that survey to better understand the landscape overall of data resources, biospecimens, and research work being done in support of maternal and pediatric therapeutics. And then hopefully we can form a more central location that allows us to link data networks and resources together. There was a discussion yesterday, or a comment made, that maybe if all the networks incorporate a link to other networks on their site, so Imprint would link to Neonatal Research Network and maybe Neonatal Research Network to Imprint, or at least getting everyone to link back to Imprint where we have all those resources, it would be helpful. And I really like that idea of how do you actually find us, and the resources that you need. From today's discussion on training, there's obviously a need to increase awareness of maternal and pediatric pharmacology, both at the clinician level, the patient level, the congressional level. But I think, kind of a priority maybe in early training. This will be able to, work through ACGME and fellowships in maternal fetal medicine and pediatrics to provide additional training and exposure, potentially through case studies that show the impact of clinical pharmacology at the bedside, and related to patient care directly. We'll also look into opportunities to support clinical conferences, or perhaps provide case series within journals that really provide the basis for supporting training and raising awareness for maternal and pediatric pharmacology resource. And I think, with a lot of our direction and using real world data and trying to integrate data, we've found that there's really a need for common data models and common definitions of phenotypes and language that can be used across studies, across networks, to really support integration of data and work together on building that. So again, I'm blown away with the amount of information and the number of notes I've taken over the last 2 days. We hope that you've learned something as well. I definitely invite you to continue to follow Imprint on social media, at our website. We'll share emails of upcoming events. If you have other ideas or ability to support us as Imprint, or if you would like us to participate in maybe one of your network meetings, definitely reach out to us. I believe that if I were to meet with everyone involved in maternal and pediatric pharmacology, or every group, I would do nothing for a couple of years except that. But I am very happy to work with other groups and collaborators. And I know the other PIs, Sarah Vandries, Prince Kenna Carroll, Tina Chambers and Audrey Tremblay and Langley would feel the same, of really having interest in learning about what you're doing and how we can support you as well. So, all right, with that, I will close this session of the meeting. We do have again, an opportunity for trainees and junior faculty to network. I know that's something that is being missed at in-person meetings for them, is getting to know people who are also in training or at a lower level. So we have our trainees and junior faculties from some of the Imprint Hub sites will be leading breakout sessions with that. And we will hope to see you in person next year. Hopefully a little bit earlier in the year, so we avoid some summer vacation issues with our scheduling. But it's really difficult to find the perfect timing with every other meeting that we all have and grants going in. But hopefully we'll see you next year at an in-person meeting and have further discussion between now and then. So thank you, everyone.